Hey everybody, how are you? It's John Brewer here, Saltwater Realtor. Been a long time, we haven't seen each other. Been doing jury duty. Got 2 more days left of that, my civic responsibility, hey. And also, we got a little thing called Matthew roll through here. Thank God we didn't get hit that bad, but a lot of my friends up in Jacksonville and Daytona area, they got crushed. So we're thinking about them, donated to some charities. And, if you can find it, in your heart, definitely think about these people. I know Haiti got creamed as well. It was not good, but just trying to pick up the pieces and keep moving on here. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is commercial leases. One of the things I really enjoy doing is tenant representation. I love working for small business owners to help them find the right location to start either their first or their second or their third, hopefully, business. One of the things I've noticed is when I do talk to people about doing tenant representation, they're a little apprehensive about using a broker. I can understand that. There are some brokers out there that may not, may have left a bad taste in their mouth or been a little disappointing. I can tell you what they should be doing. The two main points that I want to say is that when it comes to a commercial lease, it's all negotiable. Everything is negotiable. I know in the past maybe you've rented an apartment or something or done a 1-year lease and it's pretty standard. But when it comes to commercial leases, everything is negotiable. So, as far as a broker goes, there's a lot of creativity you can get involved with, and there are things, everything from percentage rents to all kinds of other incentives or deals that can be made with the landlord. The other thing I wanted to say is it's all your responsibility. I've done property management, and one of the things I noticed is, people they fall in love with the space. Not dissimilar to somebody who might be looking at a residence. They fall in love with the space, and you kind of get blinders. And my job as a tenant representative is to make sure that we take the blinders off. The first thing I'm going to do when I go into a space is, once we find that it fits them, fits my client, I'm going to check the AC because the landlord's not responsible for the AC. How would you like to walk into a place and be 2 or 3 months into operation, you're making money, you're finally getting above board, you're in the black, and boom, your AC goes out. And you call up your, the property management like they're Schneider from One Day at a Time, and you're like, hey, my AC went out. And they're like, yeah, look at section 13, paragraph B, blah, 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 blah. We're not responsible. So I've seen that happen so many times, especially in Florida. You fall in love with the space. You want to get into the space. Well, you know what? You got to use your head, not your heart. And some of the other things I've seen, electrical. I'm going to go through the electrical as well and make sure that everything, because once you sign that lease, that's it. You're locked in. So you have to make sure before you get to that point that you've looked at everything. And like I said, everything is negotiable. The other thing that people don't understand when I do tell them is, you're not paying the commission. If you hire me as a tenant representative, you're not paying the commission. The leaser is going to pay the commission. The guy that is leasing the property, the person that is leasing the property, is paying my commission. So by using me or by using a tenant representative broker, you're really not losing anything. You're still going to pay $20 a square foot plus CAM. You're still going to pay $35 a square foot plus CAM. The other thing is, speaking of square footage, is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take a tape measure and I'm going to measure everything off, because you'll be surprised how many times they'll tell you that a space is 2,050 square feet, and when you actually mark it off, it's only 1,900. Well, guess what? You just saved yourself probably about $5,000 a year, and I think as a small business owner, that can come in pretty handy when you're first starting out. So these are all things to contemplate. These are all things to think about when you go into a lease situation. So the jobs of the tenant rep, basically, I would say, it's to negotiate your lease. It's to inspect the property, check the AC, check the electricity, check the plumbing. Look at the walls to see if there's anything going. A lot of that stuff could be covered by the landlord, but you got to get it all in writing. You got to understand that the lease document that is drawn up by the landlord is slanted. Okay, it is slanted in favor of the landlord. Okay, everything that is in there, as you go through and you look at it, it is slanted towards the landlord. They're not taking responsibility for everything, and they're putting everything on you. You're paying the common area maintenance. You're paying a percentage of that. Everybody in the building is paying a percentage of that. So, like I said, it's a living, breathing document, and that thing can be changed. It can be negotiated. It can be there are just so many different areas that you can go into that can get covered. And you want to make sure that you have all of those things lined up before you go ahead and you put your money, what we call hard, and it's at risk, basically. So I hope this was informative. I hope this helped you out a little bit. If you have a business or you know somebody who does and they're looking for a space, please give me a call. John Brewer, Saltwater Realtor, 561-573-7333. A lot of interesting stuff happening in the market right now, also in Delray Beach locally. We'll get into that later, and I hope you enjoyed this. Take care.